If you're starting to feel as though your marketing and your content creation used to work in the past, and now it kind of feels like you are screaming into an infinite void of noise, then you're not alone, you're not crazy. And what's actually occurring here is you're having the sensitivity to tune into the subtle fact that the entire business landscape, the entire content landscape, the entire social media landscape at large has changed, and it'll never be the same again. On this video today, we're going to be talking about connecting back beyond the noise. We're going to be deep diving, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how you can build true, genuine connection again with your dream clients and actually create content, and create not just content, but an ecosystem where all of your deepest aligned clients will gravitate to. Now, we're not going to be talking about any fancy funnels here. Like with everything that we do on this channel, we're going to be going deep into what actually forms the foundations of communication and what actually forms the foundations of human connection to one another. Because apparently, since 2020, we've completely fucking lost that. Okay, this video is going to be a deep dive, so grab your beverage. We have some form of lemongrass tea. Cheers. Let's do this thing. So, what you need to understand is that things have massively shifted. It didn't always used to be like this. I remember back in, I believe it was 2014, I started it was 2012. I started a personal training business. And I remember in my local town, I would post content on my Facebook page. And basically, I would put a post up and be drenched with clients the next week. And then after a while, if I really wanted to amplify things, I would boost that post and pour $50 huge into that post, and I would have more leads and more work than I could possibly handle. However, things have massively changed. And if we fast forward all the way to 2025, this is what we're fucking dealing with. And you really need to understand this. Until you fully grasp what's going on, you're not going to be able to change it. Until you fully accept and potentially even grieve what's going on, you're not going to be able to change it. This is what's currently going on. We have individuals that are stuck in their head, stuck in their intellect, stuck in thinking about how to intellectually communicate a certain message to their clients so they can get the resonance, so they can get them in the funnel, so they can get them to go through this process so that the copy on the sales page can convert them, and then they can actually get the sale to come through. Is this not a fucking joke? I swear we're fucking joking here. I swear we're fucking joking that we've gotten to this point. Surely. We're at a point now where we're so stuck in our heads and we're operating from such a place of incoherence, such a dysregulated place, because we're focusing on what's effective. But the tactic, but the strategy, but the language model, but the copy, but the sales. But if you do this and you say this in a certain area, in a certain way, it'll elicit an emotional response, which will then have the reptilian brain activate and go into this, and they'll have FOMO, and then they'll see the gaps between knowledges, and then you'll seem like the X. I fucking get it, yeah? I've done it all. For 12 years, I've been coaching entrepreneurs, and for the first half of that, I lied to myself and bought into this shit. I bought into this as well. But what ends up happening is you create this entire social media landscape, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever else. YouTube's bad for it as well in its own corners. However, you create this social media landscape where people are just spitting words. They're just words. They are just empty words. And most of the time, as if it's not easy to fucking tell, if you've got half a level of consciousness, it is. But most of the time, these words aren't even coming from the individuals themselves. They're coming from an AI machine. They're coming from a language model. Oh, but who cares, Tom? I've had this language model be trained on exactly my style and exactly my flavor, and it knows my brand inside out, so therefore it can communicate my brand's message better than I can. I understand it, and I've been there, and I get it, and I don't judge you for it. There's not an ethical issue with that I'm super dedicated to. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But anyway, we're not going into that at the moment. I don't judge you for it, but you need to understand what you're actually missing out on. You need to understand on the dangers for you in playing that game and where that's going to lead you to versus the alternate way that I'm going to get into in just a moment. But you've got this AI machine where, okay, you're getting these words from this AI machine. Now, all of these words are disintegrated words, meaning those words are not integrated through you. For anyone who's done any level of personal development around language and around words, for anyone who's ever entered the spiritual spaces, the spiritual journeys, the understanding of how the psyche works, you'll know that words are spells. Words have meaning. But not if they come from a bot. Not if they come from a robot. These words are then disintegrated. Even me using the word disintegrated now, I have a level of understanding around that word, disintegrated. I have a level of understanding around integrated. I have an embodiment around that word, meaning it's not just an intellectual word for me. It's something that is real for me. But if I had have just done this video and just got all the prompts from a bot, then there would be no power around the word because it's not my word. So then what you end up having is you have all of these individuals that are just speaking through their heads based off the prompts that they have been delivered from an AI model, and they're trying to communicate it to other individuals that are also just as disintegrated, who are also spewing probably out of a bot as well. And even if your target audience isn't also using AI, that's totally fine. At the end of the day, you are still screaming a message that has none of your soul blended into it. Your title is soulless because it came through here. Oh, but Tom, people have been doing this for ages. People have been learning copywriting since the beginning of time. They've been learning copywriting since the beginning of time. Yeah, no shit. And if you didn't realize, AI is just the final boss to the problem that has been going on for decades. For decades. And the core problem there is from about 2010 onwards, what started to happen is we traded our presence, and we traded genuine communication between human beings. We traded it for tactics. We traded it for skills and copywriting. We became too mechanical. And now we've fully lost our way. There's barely any teachers, true, genuine teachers and elders left, because half of them have jumped ship and they've just gone into tactics. Half of them have jumped ship and they're more concerned about whether they're getting the hooks, whether they're getting the retention, whether they're getting the views, the likes, the shares, the follows, the sales. They're too concerned about that to actually be able to be fully present and focused on delivering and teaching and expressing their expansive message to the world. as you can see, I am riled up about this. I'm riled up about it for two reasons. Number one, I remember a better time. I remember the past where so many of us were so much more connected to ourselves and so much more connected to the actual individuals that we're attempting to work with. We were so much more connected to them. In fact, there was a two-way street going on. We were connecting to Source. We were connecting to the infinite. We were connected to God, to Tao, to the universe, whatever. We were connected. And then through our hearts, we were communicating to another. And we had this beautiful intertwine that went on. And we were actually genuinely connected to one another. But what ended up happening is we then traded for tactics. Now, there's nothing wrong with being as direct as possible and being as effective as possible to deliver a certain message. That's totally fine. Even just before I started this video, and now this is where you might go, this is hypocritical. No, it's a fine line. But just before I started this video, I asked myself, how do I want to signal to the right person that this is the video for them? How do I want to signal to the right person that this is the video for them? And I understand I'm an effective communicator. I get that. Yeah, I am an effective communicator, and I'll get into why and how you can be one as well in just a moment. But what ended up happening is we just got way too lost. And what ended up happening is, since one person raised their tactics, well, they become very effective. So now this person had to become even better at tactics. And then in order to sort of keep up, this person had to become even more tactical, even more tactical, even more tactical, even more tactical. And now we're stuck in our fucking heads. And we're literally at the point where most of social media businesses are just ran by a fucking robot. I don't understand how people aren't actually grasping this. Do you not understand that in 6 to 12 months from now, Facebook and Instagram, when you see an individual that's a business owner, the chances of everything that's going on there being just AI is so fucking likely that it makes it all redundant. It makes it all redundant. I don't want to be sold to by a robot. Do you? Do you? Do you enjoy that? I don't. I'm seeing heaps of individuals that I used to love and trust. And I'm seeing them just AI their way through everything. And I'm like, I can't feel you. Your language is so seductive though. Your language is so spiritual though. Your language is so deep, so rich. Because it's written by something that is specifically designed to be an expert at language at an intellectual level. It's just an intellectual level. So now these individuals, I'm like, I don't know you. So now trust is at an all-time low. No one can fucking trust anyone because all of these channels are just getting flooded and flooded and flooded and flooded with more tactic and more tactic. And again, remember, AI is not the problem. The over-mechanical ways of communicating is the problem. Okay? AI is just an advanced expression of. It's the final boss of what we have come to. Now, one of the core reasons that this happened is, if you can't remember, I'll remind you, something changed at the start of 2020. And we all know what it is, and there's no need for us to fuck the algorithm by just mentioning it. Things changed in 2020. Now, do you know what changed more than anything else? People weren't able to communicate in person. For very specific, and I dare say deliberate reasons. We took away in-person communications. We took away in-person connection. So this wasn't happening anymore. People forgot how to human. People forgot how to human. People forgot how to open hearts, hug one another, and exchange. You might be like, but I'm still doing heaps of that now. I do heaps of that now. Social media is just a thing on top. I get it. But what you need to understand is that the mass collective for years on years, and by the way, it hasn't gone back to normal, but for the past 5 years, the mass collective of the world has been spending most of their time like this, staring at their phone and being sold to and being manipulated and being advertised to and being marketed to by this guru and being taught this is the right information and being taught this is the right information. And if you don't believe this information, you're the worst person in the world. And if you believe this information, you're also the worst fucking person in the world. And if you believe this, then you're that. And if you're this, then you're that. And then you go into this box and you're left wing and you're right wing and you're anti and you're pro, and you're this, and you're that. Everyone's stuck in their fucking head. Everyone's been stuck in their fucking head because they've been staring at the phone. We have over-tacticked, over-mechanicalized everything. So what do you do? What do we do about all of this? Some of you may hear this message and go, fuck, I'm just not going to think about how I communicate at all. I'm just going to tune in the heart and I'm just going to express. That'd be a great fucking start for 99% of you. That would be the starting point for 99% of you. But it's so funny, we've consumed so much up here. We've consumed so much information. Did you know apparently you can be exposed to more points of information within a week than we would have been exposed to in an entire lifetime a couple of 100 years ago? That's how much is going on in here. Fuck, Tom, then how do I actually connect beyond the noise? How do I then actually connect beyond the noise? Like, there's so much fucking noise and I feel like I'm speaking into a void of this fucking noise. No one listens to me because they're all doing tactics and AIs and all of this sort of stuff, and it doesn't matter what I seem to do. I can't seem to attract my clients anymore. Well, here's the thing. You're somewhat still playing this game. You're very likely sitting in the tension point between the two worlds. You're very likely knowing that this is not the way, yet your conditioning says that this is also not the way because all the gurus are saying that this is the way forward. But you don't believe in that, so you go to come down here, but you can't because all the gurus are saying that it's the way up here, but then you know it's down here, but then you're just spinning in circles in a tension point in the middle. And that's why even when you have your deepest soul's expression come through, you then sprinkle a little bit of this shit on top of it. You sprinkle a little bit of this shit on top of it. Now you're in the fucking noise. You're the same as everyone else. Same as everyone else. So here's what we do. Number one, we first respect the level of conditioning that is going on. I think a lot of the time, for myself included, I can underestimate just how much conditioning has gone on to get us to this point. A lot of us forget that. They forget that the entire landscape operates up here, and to operate down here, we're in 0.0001%. So firstly, we need to appreciate our conditioning. I still find myself at times go to lean into tactics, go to lean into mechanics, right? I still find myself doing that. And the thing that makes it most challenging is down here, it's not about just being completely ineffective. We can still focus on being effective here, just like I said at the start of this video, right? I was intentional about how I communicated at the start. So it can be very, very easy to then fall into the other side of things. It could be very easy to then go, oh, just get AI to write the start of it. But then we're in the noise again. You're in the fucking matrix, Neo, wake up. So the first stage is to be very aware of the conditioning. Now the second phase is that you're going to have to connect back to this. If you want to go beyond the noise, you're going to have to come into stillness. And as a side note, if I could give you a prescription, I would say you better be meditating every single day, and you better be sitting in a lot more stillness, spending a lot more time in nature, spending a lot more time simply being present, because you are the vessel that this communication is going to come through. And if this vessel's stimulated and all over the fucking place, the message is not going to come through you. The message, I'm talking about the message to connect to your dream clients. It's not going to come through you. The authentic message is not going to come through because you're so stimulated all of the time. Okay, it's like if you're ultra stimulated, all you're going to get is stimulation. If you're re-regulated and if you're in stillness, the pulse will come through. Now, once we're down here, this is then our job to cultivate as much precision and presence as we possibly can. Now, what's precision and presence? Well, the two support one another. Firstly, I should have said presence and precision, but firstly, you need to be deeply present to your target audience. If you're a coach, a mentor, a facilitator, anyone that provides a service, you've got to come back to presence for your dream clients. To be truly present with them. To truly actually listen to their pains, to their frustrations. What are they going through? Just grab coffee with them. Just call them. Just speak to them and actually listen. Don't sell. Actually listen. Hold the space for them and listen a little deeper. Oh, but I'm already deeper. Understand them at a deeper level. Wipe your preconceived notions as to what's going, wipe it. Because chances are a lot of it's tainted. Because chances are a lot of it is actually what you've just been told it is, not what it actually is. Drop down beyond the noise and be with them. I find more out about my audience than anything else by simply spending time in nature with them, simply being with them, hunting with them, drinking tea with them. So first step is come back to presence first within yourself and then with your audience. Listen. Now the second step is going to be precision. And this is where people get confused. They go, precision is just getting back into mechanics. No, it's not. Precision is about taking your power back in your words. Being intentional with your words. Finding your words. Not what a machine tells you are the words, but finding your words again. Sitting with your words again. Asking yourself, how can I best communicate this? When I ask myself, how can I best communicate? The answer is very clear. It is with at least 20 minutes to do so. With at least 20 minutes to do so. That's how I can best communicate. That's how I best communicate. Someone messaged me before, commented in on one of my videos. Get to the point, Tom. Get to the point. Well, no, that's not how I best communicate. If somebody wants to be direct and to the point and have this shortcut and this quick win and the dopamine hit, they're in the wrong fucking place. But if you would like to sit with the layers of what I'm communicating here, well, that's how I best communicate. How do you best communicate? You might not even know anymore because you've been too focused on the rule book that doesn't exist. You've been playing a game that you fucking hate, for starters, and secondly, that you'll never win. And you're experiencing that right now. That's why you're not generating the results that you would like. Precision. Being present with your audience and then deeply understanding them. We had a process that we're very focused on called the mind reader effect. And that's your ability to read your clients' minds inside out. But I rarely talk about it anymore because it's been chucked up into tactics and most people are doing the same thing, ripping it off, putting it into AI and saying like, oh, tell me who my audience is so I can pull it from them. However, the intention of the mind reader effect was to be deeply present with your audience and to truly understand them. Understand, why are they on YouTube? Why would they open your email? Why? Why would they open your email that you're sending them? If you're on social media, why are they on social media? In that moment in their actual life, when they're actually existing, why do they open their phone? There are so many questions here that you probably don't fully understand the answers to just yet. And when you do, you end up becoming the conduit for change for them because you've gone beyond the noise. You've got to take back your voice and your message. And guess what? When you first start it, and you first start to communicate down here, well, of course people aren't going to like it. And of course people are going to be like, get to the fucking point. Because they're wrapped up in the matrix. Most people are wrapped up in the matrix. But here's the thing that you need to understand, and I'm speaking to myself here as a reminder too, the people are out there. The people that you're speaking to are also done with the noise. They're done with it. They're also becoming very fed up with this. And they are seeking someone to be fucking real with them, to be precise, to have precision, and be fucking real with them. They're not seeking AI-ified content. They're not seeking highly systematic and funnels and all of this shit. Your guys aren't seeking that. You would not have got this far into this video if your audience was seeking all of that shit. They're not. So stop lying to yourself by believing that they are. Give them a little bit more credit. Give your audience a little bit more credit. Treat them as a little bit more human and a little bit more sophisticated. And actually genuinely fucking serve them. What happened to service? Not like, oh, I'll give you this quick tactic so I can get this result. No, genuine fucking service. Like, look at go into my YouTube channel, look at this. This is all just here for you. This is all just here for you because I need you to wake up. I need you to start living your ultimate potential. Oh, but it is provided so that you can get clients and you can get leads too, Tom, and you can make more sales and you're always promoting your thing down below. Yeah, because it fucking helps you. It genuinely fucking helps you. And some people will buy a $500 call. And some people will invest $100,000 to work with this. And some people will invest somewhere in between. But some people will simply watch these videos and it'll wake them the fuck up, and they'll become another warrior of light. They'll become another king out there, actually having genuine impact on people. And that's what I want. Be of service. Do not be afraid of this. Come back to this. What if it went like this? What if, due to us demanding a different way, what if it went 2019, 2020, absolute bullshit, and then 2027, we got back to what was really important. We were almost like just, and we got back to the good old days. And what I mean by that is the real days. Because here's the final truth of this video. This, and I'm about to do a video on entropy in just a moment, but this will be fucking collapsed before you know it. It'll all collapse. Mark my words on it. And if you haven't already realized, it's already fucking collapsing, because its speed of growth is also its speed of explosion. And this is the funny thing. Every day they climb the ladder, they're shooting themselves deeper in the foot. This will all fucking collapse. And the question will be, when people stop trusting in social media entirely, because everything's been mechanicalized and turned into a funnel and a quick fix and a dopamine hit, what real people, who's going to be the real ones left? Who's going to be the real ones left? Is it going to be you? I hope so. I know it's going to be me. If you want to break this down further, and if you want to really learn how to sit with and precisely communicate to your audience in a way that doesn't just turn them fucking hypnotized and go, oh, I best buy from this person because I'm not whole without them. But instead, in a way that has them realize, oh my God, there's someone here that fucking hears me. Invest in that call down below. I look forward to speaking to you soon. See you on the next one.